Hi guys, Ibowan. Today I'm going to do a very quick overview demonstration of the new DJM V10. Now firstly I have to thank Ground Audio Sri Lanka. I think this was the very first unit that came into Sri Lanka. I got this actually on the 24th of February and I've not been able to actually do the review for a long time because we were on lockdown and I was shifting my studio and a lot of things like that. So better late than never. So I am going to do a quick demo on this beast of a mixer, which I think any serious DJ producer should have. So I think with the Pioneer V10 they're actually targeting a different type of DJ. 6 channels here, lots of ins and outs. Those kind of DJs who actually have other pieces of equipment apart from their CDJs or just turntables. So that's a fantastic feature, and that was one of the other reasons that I actually took a hold of this mixer, because I do a lot of on the fly kind of remixing. I love playing around with samples of my old vinyl collection, so stuff like that, and I just grab out little parts, get them into a sampler, into a sequencer, and just play around with it. And I thought I've been waiting for a mixer something like this, and because I'm a bit of a Pioneer head, I needed the Pioneer interface, something that I was very familiar with, even with the Nexus series, the 900s and the 800s way before that. It once you get very used to the whole Pioneer way, the interface, you kind of want that. And even with my other mixer, which is on the other side, the DJM S9, it's that whole Pioneer feel that I really go for. So just to start out, 2 USBs here. This is pretty standard now on other mixers. You can plug in your record box, Tractor, as well as Serato DJ, but I think you have to purchase some expansion for that. But record box, straight away plug and play. 6 channels, right? 4 of these, 1, 3, 4 and 6 work turntables. That means they've got phono ins, and these are just line 2 and 5. They're line as well as everything else, and each channel basically has digital, phono, built-in, external 1, external 2, so which you can completely switch in between. When you look at the EQ section, right now, this kind of a mixer, there's only so much you can explain. It's just an overview, but you actually have to play on it. You actually have to get your hands in there, and you have to hear it for the superior audio quality that it produces. So with the EQ section, basically you got 4 band here. The high and the low, they are actually total kills, but your mid-high and low mids basically are minus 26 to plus 6. So let me just play something and then you would understand what I mean. Okay, let's get a piece of vinyl in there. Okay. Okay, so let's kill that. So now you're just left with your mid-high and low mids, okay? And that also you can actually play around with. You got your isolator here. That cuts too if you on your mids. So basically there's so much that you can do just with this EQ. I've noticed just playing around with that, it really gives you a lot of creativity that you can put in just with your 4 band here. Okay, another very, very cool feature, one that really got me with this mixer, is actually the compression on each channel. Now what that actually means is, especially for someone like me who's playing directly off actual vinyl. The audio level or the gain on various records are not equal. They are not the same. So when you actually play between vinyl and a digital file, you really need to have something like the compressor, which will bring up the audio, the clarity of it, the actual, not just the volume, but it just sounds so much better. Let's just have a listen. Now we're going without the compressor. It still sounds good though. Okay. And now let's add. We're not bringing up the gain. We're not increasing the trim. It's just with the compressor. So you're not peaking here. Unlike something like that, yeah? Because most of the time we have to play around with the trim. That's without compressor. That's with. Now I'm not sure how much of that you actually hear through this little camera phone, but it's just amazing, this compressor thing, and I found it really cool just having that, because when you're mixing between digital files and analog vinyl, this really comes in handy. Now let's just get into some of the the effects right up here. The filter. Now, unlike the DJM 900 where the filter was right in the middle, you know, you had a click there in the middle and you had low and you had high. Here you actually have your low pass filter and your high pass filter, which is great, and you can actually use one at a time. And you have your resonance, which has a click in the middle, so your minimum and your maximum. So now let's just listen to that and see how it actually works out. Okay, so we're just going with the low pass now. Okay, see, and it's just fantastic. But that's the low pass, and let's see the high. So that's how your high pass and your low pass, the filters work, and they can be used independently, which is really cool. And even with the pot here, you got that whole lot of range there to work with, which is fantastic. So that's basically your filter section. You also have the filter on your master out, so if you want to give it on for the overall mix, you have that flexibility on your master. Then we come into these sender effects, which are here. The cool thing with this is you have 4 effects here. They are built-in effects, right? The beat effects. So you got a short delay, you got a long delay, a dub echo, and a reverb. So just let's look at the short delay and also the parameters, just to control them: the time, the size of the feedback, the tone, and your overall master mix level is all controlled here, and you have to switch that on. So if you play something, all right, let's see. You got to press that, and that engages. So it's just amazing, your control that you have here, you know, the parameters, you can just work so much with it. So that's just your short delay. You got a long delay, a dub echo, and a reverb. Now the other cool thing is you can actually send this effect onto another channel that's perhaps not being used. So now so basically you can send this channel into another channel. You can reroute the effect onto a channel that's not being used. Let's say now we put it onto channel 2, and I have to switch the selector here onto built-in, and which it has been done right now. So we'll see. So you can see the signal coming in there. And now you can actually play around with the EQs of this channel, right? And now if I lift it, basically you can send this signal onto another channel and route it through these effects. So that's really cool. And especially, like I said before, someone like me who wants to really experiment with various pieces of equipment, from guitar pedals to I've got this other Roland sampler here. You know, I want to plug it all in and see what I can actually do with lots and lots of samples. So for something like that, I found this mixer just fantastic because of, you know, the extent of the creativity you can get into when you really dive down into this mixer. So that's in terms of the send returns here. Now you can, because you have two external sends, external 1, external 2, which are actually at the back here of the mixer. So you can send the signal into other effects processors, etc. And in my case, I have actually I'll just show you. I have routed one into my SP404 there, and another one, as you know, the S1000 and then it's also I'm also getting the SP16 connected as well. So whenever I'm actually playing something, I'm able to send in a sample, if at all, into any of these other external devices, capture a little part and just, you know, play around with it. That's really the tutorial that I really want to do. I'm trying to perfect something before I actually put it on video. But that's really cool stuff. And just come down here at this part. Basically your beat effects, the only difference, I think, the new effect that is on the V10 is the shimmer, which is not on your Nexus. So the shimmer is really cool. I play it out here, get it on this channel. So that's on shimmer, and basically your beat effect, right? And this is a fantastic touch screen. Really nice, that atmosphere kind of that sound for an overtone there. That's really cool. So once again, all the effects basically have the graph showing, and it's a very nice touchscreen. Your parameters here can be adjusted very easily, and it's very accurate. Also on the touchscreen, you have all your settings here that you can preset to your preference. Almost everything is on it. One of the cool features is also the display, and you can, you know, if you're playing outdoors or something, you can just convert that into white, which is really cool. So basically everything's very easily laid out. It just takes a lot of really getting used to in terms of getting very deep into the mixer. There's so much to learn. Another very cool feature is the dual headphones. So you got QA, which is on this side, and QB, which is here. So your level for QB is right here. It also has the Q master, which I'll click in the middle just like on QA, and your 1/4 inch as well as your mini jack. Everything's right there, no problem. Basically, they've thought of a lot of things. It's very much for those scenarios where DJ producers, two guys playing together, you know, doing a lot of work with external controllers, that kind of a mixer. It's huge, and it's a monstrous piece of equipment with fantastic audio quality. It's a full digital mixer. But there is a ADDA converter, analog digital, digital analog converter. It's a digital mixer though, unlike some of those hybrids out there which are analog and etc. But it's also got this Magwell crossfader. Oops, now I don't think you could see that. Okay, hold on. It's got the Magwell crossfader, which is really good if you're a scratch DJ. But I don't think this was actually designed for DJs who are turntablists, that kind of thing. But if you need to, you know, do some transforming, whatever, you have a fantastic crossfader here for that. And overall, I love this mixer. For me, this is the beast I've been waiting for, because I'm, you know, into playing with a lot of other pieces of equipment, and I'm into taking a lot of samples out of vinyl, you know, putting them into another sampler, an external device, cutting them up and, you know, rearranging, etc. So that's the next kind of demo I'm waiting to put out there. I'm just waiting on some MIDI cables because of our lockdown. I haven't been able to get them from overseas as yet. So when they come, hopefully I can do that demo. But once again, thank you Ground Audio Sri Lanka. They're the pioneer agents here, the distributor. And thank you Sarath, who made this beast appear on the 24th of February, just after it was released, which is fantastic. I actually saw Roger Sanchez doing an unboxing, very cool stuff. And then a couple of weeks later, you know, Carl Cox was doing his sessions from the living room. Excellent. So really good. Thank you Pioneer. Great piece of equipment.